Hey, what's good, YouTube? I hope, actually, I know we got a pretty good video for you today. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at LumaFusion. Now, this app has been out for a while. I know, I'm kind of late to the party. I just got my iPad Pro the other few weeks ago, something like that. And I bought the application while I was out camping, actually. There was Wi Fi at the campsite at the lake, and I was like, you know what? I want to try this app. So I just bought it. I will say there's a cost. The app is like $20 when I bought it, right from the App Store. It's called LumaFusion. Pretty easy to find, but it does cost a little money, so it's not free. There are some free alternatives like iMovie and that kind of thing. I really like this application. It is one of the more pro applications that I've used on my iPad. But yeah, I really like it. Like, you have a timeline, you have a video preview, you can add linked folders, you can add stuff right from your photo library, you can connect to a server. You can do a lot with this. I only use about 30% of this application. My footage is pretty simple. My edits on this is pretty simple. But if you're looking for a good alternative, you use an iPad as your mobile device and you don't have a laptop, take a look at this app. I really enjoy it. So what we're going to do today is going to kind of do a brief overview of this application here on my iPad. Now, I'm using a Magic Keyboard and an Apple mouse, so some of this stuff, I'll try and tell you, you can pinch here and that kind of thing. But to get around, I'm using the Magic Mouse and then the trackpad and keyboard. So basically what we're going to do is I'm going to start up here. This is where all your linked folders are. And then when you go to a folder, this is where your footage, pictures, music, all that stuff, wherever you have it, that's where this lives. So you can come down here and you want to, let's say I need to find a new shot, right? So let's go to the end of the timeline real quick. Scroll the end. Like, I just want something in. Well, there's a picture. Like, we could go out on a picture, but I kind of want a video. So you click on it over here on the left, and that will then load it in your preview. And you can play it and preview your shot, and then you can set your in, set your out, whatever you want. And if you have the keyboard, you can literally just click in here and use I and O, and that will set your in and out points. So you can preview it, and then you can just click and drag it down, and then I'll put it to the end or wherever you're wanting it. This is your edit. This is your creativity. So I'm just kind of showing you the basics. So then you have your footage in there, and the transition doesn't line up, so that's why there's a little black there. But your preview works for both previewing footage before you put it in your edit, and then also previewing your edit. And so that also works there, and you don't hear any audio because I have it turned off right now. But you can add in music, you can add in transitions, and then your timeline. If you're new to video editing, the timeline is where all the magic happens. This is where your creativity can shine. And so you can take pretty mundane footage or simple shots and put a story together in your timeline. This is where you do it. You make it in your timeline. And there's a lot to be said for, the color and the shots and everything, but to tell your story, you put your story together in the timeline. And so you start off, you have one audio, one video channel, or one audio, one video channel. You can add channels as you need them. You can mute, you can hide the visibility of stuff if you're just wanting to work on something else. You can lock them, you can do all kinds of things in the timeline. So you have your timeline, you have some basic edits, you can add markers And so if I know I need to put a graphic here, you can just say add graphic. And that will create you a little mark right there in the timeline, so you can come back, you can click on it, and you're like, oh, I need to add a graphic. So you can do that. You can get information about, let's click off of this. So you can get your information about your shot. So this tells me my timeline, I have 19 clips, 12 tracks, 5 video effects, you know, the name, the frame rate, how long, all that stuff. You can get all that information right there about your project. So let's say you get all this said and done. You make your magic, do your story, you have it ready to go. Well, what do you do with it next? Well, you gotta share it, man. So you can export it out. I usually do just a movie. Click here. These two, I haven't used these yet, so I don't really know exactly all that goes on with them. I believe this is to like export out a project, and I think the XML project package will allow you to then take this and import it into something like Final Cut or one of those applications. I don't know because I haven't tried it yet, and if I try it, I will let you know what it does, but I haven't done it yet. So anyways, you click the little share button, say I want to do a movie, and then you have a few options here. If you're not seeing the option you want, you have even more options over here. So you can add it to Dropbox and Google Drive and OneDrive and all these places. I typically just go to Photos. So I'm just going to select Photos. You select your resolutions, check your video codec, your file format, a bunch of these other things. And then when you're ready to go, click that button. And it starts to write your movie. And that's it. That's how easy it is. And you can actually, if you set up your account right, and click here on movie, you can send it right to YouTube or Vimeo if you have an internet account. Or internet, access, not an internet account. That's dumb. But if you have internet access, you can send it right to YouTube or Vimeo or those other, online cloud services like Dropbox and Google Drive. And so there's a lot of power in this little application. And if you're like me, I don't like to carry. I do right now. I carry a bunch of stuff with me when I go on trips because I'm like, man, I gotta have my cameras, I gotta have my phone, my iPad, for content, and then I have a laptop and all this stuff. This application, along with a couple other applications, and we'll do other videos on those, but this application allows me to not take my laptop if I don't want to. Now, I still probably will because I have some games on that. And if you've seen some of the other stuff, I like to game. But taking this application and the way the iPads and the mobile devices are going, man, you can do a whole lot with not a lot of kit. And that's what I'm really about. I love finding and using these tools to make better images, better videos using not a lot of kit. And as I get older, I just like not carrying 30 pounds worth of gear in a backpack while I'm trying to hike and then get it all out. And I just want to use my phone, man. I want to use small cameras. I want to use small drones, GoPros. And so, anyways, if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. If you got something out of this video, hit that like button. If you didn't, hit that like button anyways, because it'll help other people find the video, and then maybe they'll get something out of it. So see, you're not doing it for me, you're doing it for them. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great night. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of it. If you have a question, you're not finding your answer, post it. Post in the comments below. If I don't know, I'll learn it. I'll share it. And so, anyways, have a good evening. Peace out.